This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Hey guys, this is Good Work Waco, and I'm your host, Lydia Tate. Well, welcome to Good Work Waco. I am so glad you're listening with us today. One of the goals of Good Work Waco is to be a megaphone for smaller nonprofits throughout the Waco area. And there are so many small organizations that are making a big difference in our areas. So I am trying to give them a huge shout out here on this platform. For 40 years, Tri-Cities Ministries has been bridging gaps and building communities in North Waco. And today we're going to talk with Ryan Simpson about the work that they are doing. Well, Ryan, welcome.
Thank you.
So glad
Thank you
you're
for having
here.
me. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about the history of Tri-Cities Ministries.
Yeah. So like you've mentioned, we started probably about 40 years ago, not as a 501c3. We were just kind of a group of people getting together and helping. We originally started by an outcry from our community. If I remember correctly, the police chief or the assistant police chief of Bellmead back in the day reached out to the Ministerial Alliance and said, hey, there's this need. We need help. Can y'all do something?
So like the churches around the Bellmead
Right.
area. Yeah.
The churches in the Bellmead, and it's grown to also include Lacey Lakeview and Elmont, Chalk Bluff, Golson, kind of those areas in North Waco. And the Ministerial Alliance just kind of handled things for as long as they could. Eventually, they were able to hire a director and get actually,
So they were doing the work on their own for a long time.
Yeah, they were doing the work. They were meeting with the residents and trying to help.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at what point did they start becoming their own nonprofit and then hiring on their own staff?
Yeah. So from what I've been able to gather, all of that took place about 2017.
Okay.
And so that was, that's what all the paperwork tells me, at least, is 2017 is when we became the established 501c3. A name change happened. We used to be called Helping Hands.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then, so we became the 501c3 and changed it to Tri-Cities Ministries.
Okay. And so Tri-Cities Ministries serves what parts of town?
So we focus on 2 zip codes, really, and that's the easiest way to remember it.
Okay.
76705 and 76640.
Okay, so that is like
Bellmead, Lacey Lakeview, Elmont, Chalk Bluff, Golson, and then it touches a couple other little towns. There's a sliver of Waco in there.
Okay. So at what point, tell us about your journey towards Tri-Cities.
Oh, this is a fun story. So my wife and I had just recently moved back to Waco. We're both from the Waco area. We had just moved back, and I was doing real estate full time at that point. And about 3 or 4 months of being back home, she looked at me and said, "You need to get back in ministry. I love that you love what you're doing, but you need the ministry outlet that you love and have a passion for doing." I said, "Yeah, okay, sure, honey." And I honestly kind of blew it off, Lydia. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no.
I didn't listen to her. About 3 or 4 weeks later, a good friend of mine called me, and he said, "Hey, I know you're back in town. I'm sure you're looking for something in ministry. You should look into this organization called Tri-Cities Ministries."
Okay.
He goes, "I've prayed about it. Your name just kind of has come on my heart." And y'all,
funny how that happens after the wife says you should do it.
And this guy, he's an old friend of mine. He's kind of that guy in my life that when he says he's prayed for you or he's taken something to the Lord, it's true.
It's true.
It's happened. The Lord spoke to him and put my name on his heart for a reason.
Yeah.
But of course, I didn't listen to him either. I kind of blew that off also. And about a month after that, he called me up and called me out on it. He said, "Hey, I know you didn't listen to me. I know you blew it off. But I ran into one of Tri-Cities board members and told them to look for your resume." And I was like, "No, dude, what are you doing? This is on me, not you." He goes, "I know, but don't make me look bad. Go submit your resume." It's like, "Yeah, okay, fine." So that night I was reading the job description out loud. I don't know why I read it out loud. I don't read things out loud. I can look at it and read it in my head just so much quicker. But for whatever reason, I was reading it out loud, and I got about halfway through it. And my wife stopped me and said, "Why are you still reading this? Just click through it and apply. This sounds perfect for you."
Wow.
So
I have had that feeling before too.
yeah,
Yeah, where you're reading the most perfect job description ever. Yeah. I've been there.
It happens. And I should have just listened to her in the first place. We won't tell her that, though.
Well, if she watches, she's gonna
see it now.
Hi. So you decided to apply, and tell us about when you really started to know that this was like the place for you to serve.
Oh, gosh. In all honesty, the first few months was chaos because it was, so I've been in the position for a little over a year now.
Okay.
So it was Thanksgiving time, Christmas time, and it just felt like everything was happening so fast.
Yeah.
And now I'm the only person on staff. So it all fell to me.
Speaking to the hearts of all nonprofit directors ever in the history of time. Keep going.
I was not aware of all that it entailed at first. So it took me a little bit to really be sure and comfortable, like, okay, this is where the Lord's placed me to serve. I would say probably about April or May, so about 5 or 6 months into it, is when I really started to feel like this was for sure the place, and I was comfortable, and I saw a vision, and I could really grasp it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you ask me this question in 5 more years, I'm going to say it was the third year, Lydia.
It was the third year before I
wasn't
felt
sure. But
No,
for now, that's my answer.
Now, we know Tri-Cities Ministries just because you are so involved in the community, and our church is a supporter of Tri-Cities. And so this is an organization that's dear to my heart. We go to your events. We're a part of what you do. And I've come to really appreciate the approach that you have with your clients and with the things that you do. So share with us some of the programs that you offer.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, thank you, and you and your church, for being a part of us and being one of our partner churches. Some of the programs we offer to our clients is, I don't like to simplify it, but it really is kind of simple. We give them a hand up rather than a handout.
It used to be called Hands Up.
Yeah. So we help with rental assistance, utility assistance, bus passes, gas cards for interviews or doctor's appointments. The thing that I love the most, though, is our case management process.
Okay.
I have a great set of volunteers that show up week in and week out. I also partner with the Baylor School of Social Work. They provide a couple interns for me. And through all of that, we're able to do the case management process.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah, we just sit down with the clients on their time schedule and say, what can we help you accomplish?
What does that look like for an average client? Let's, no names or anything like that, but like, what does that look like for an average client? What are they needing to accomplish?
Yeah, so I'll take a recent example. A lot of times the initial reason why they come in and see us is because they just need help. They need a bill paid or something along those lines. So we help meet that need, but then the real need that they're needing to accomplish is discovering something a little further. You and I know that ultimately that's Christ.
Absolutely.
But with that, we have to help meet those physical needs.
It's what Jesus would have done.
Exactly. So it is taking apart what does life look for you like right now? Recently, a client came in and said something along the lines of, she really just needs housing stability. She's got a good job now, so she's not concerned about employment, but she needs housing stability. And so as a director role, I'm talking through the interns on how to prepare for this case management.
Sure.
And I said, so what do y'all see as the immediate need? And they're like, well, we got to find her like an apartment or something.
Sure.
I say, okay, but what does she actually need? And they're like, what do you mean? I said, how much can she afford in the apartment?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like for her paycheck? She's got a job. How much is she bringing in regular? And so the first initial step for her is going to be looking at her budget, which she said is great. She said she can budget well. And I said, yeah, I can budget, but if my budget says $5,000 towards, Disney trips every month, that's not a smart budget. Wow. And I'm not able to do that by any means, as much as my kid would love that.
As much as we would.
Yeah, it's just not feasible. That's not a feasible budget.
Absolutely.
And so when I posed that to them, they're like, oh, that makes sense. You got to start with, what does your budget look like?
Absolutely.
And that's just one example. Not everything starts with budget, but it's helping people see kind of the breakdown of where does it actually start?
Yeah.
What led to this set of circumstances? And sometimes it's just luck of the draw.
It really is. I mean, and what is that there's a saying that, we are all one crisis away from homelessness, from we are only one moment in our lives away from pure crisis.
Yeah.
And anything could happen to anyone. And I know that we've experienced it personally, where you have that moment where it's, we might not be able to make it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we might need some help. And, and for a lot of folks, that one moment can be really derailed for years and years and years to come. And that can be a loss of license. That could be a loss of number of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, license or just a stable employment you've had for 30 years.
Absolutely.
It could be your kid went and got married and
wreck.
Or a car wreck or loss of a parent. I mean, it can be a number of things that throw you into that crisis.
Absolutely.
A little bit of my background. I used to work at the food stamps office.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. Did that for almost 5 years. A little over 5 years. But my first supervisor there told me in one of our team meetings, he goes, we're all just one check away.
That's right.
From being exactly on the other side of the table.
That's right.
And that has stuck with me. I mean, regardless of what job I've held or position, it's been, I'm one check away from having to ask help.
Yeah.
What can I do? One, for me and my family, but also to help those others that have already experienced that.
When we're across the table from somebody, what can we do?
Right.
So let's talk about food and transportation. Like, how does that work at Tri-Cities? Are they able to receive food?
Yeah.
What other things are they able to receive?
Yeah, absolutely. So I mentioned bus passes and gas cards. We also give out food bags. We have 2 forms of food bags that we give out. We give out a family food bag, and we give a to-go bag. And really the only standard in that is, can you cook it or are you on the go?
Okay, yeah.
And so we give those out. We do not personally partner with any of the food pantries yet.
Yet?
We have some connection. I know, Shepherd's Heart and the other ones in the area, but we don't get our food from them.
Okay.
I really like the philosophy of keeping the hands and feet very active. And so I love that all of our food pantry is from our churches.
Okay.
It gives the churches a hands-on approach to being able to serve their own communities.
The community right there in North Waco.
Yep.
So what kind of donations do you receive from the churches for food then?
You should have told me about that list. I don't remember that list at the moment. Essentially, it's the non-perishables.
Yeah.
It's canned goods. It's rice. It's cereals. It's we had a need for, I want to say, canned chili not too long ago.
Okay.
So it's kind of just those non-perishables that a family can have sit on the shelves for a week if they need it, or immediately tap into it if they need it.
That's great. That's great. So there's an opportunity for churches to gather food on a regular basis. There's opportunities that you're able to give bus vouchers to clients. Let's talk about transportation.
So transportation, we have bus vouchers. We purchase them at cost with Waco Transit. And we'll give you a bus map if you need it as well. Ideally, that is for, as well as our gas cards, it's for those specific things. It's for job interviews. It's for doctor's appointments.
Sure.
It's those types of things. But in all honesty, Lydia, like if somebody came up to me and said, hey, I just got a job, but it's across town. I don't have an interview. I've got it.
Yeah.
We just haven't gotten paid yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to help you out.
Absolutely.
You're doing the right things. You're trying. You're not going to be abandoned and lose the job you just worked so hard to get to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's good. That's such good work. So I noticed on your website that there was maybe some church connections also. So do you help them connect to faith-based organizations, like churches to worship at?
Yes, absolutely. We've actually, one of our entry form questions is, would you like info about church?
Okay.
The local churches. And we don't discriminate. We offer any church info. If they come in and say they're Catholic, we'll give them Catholic information. If they come in and say, hey, I'm Baptist, but I don't like being known as Baptist, we'll give them Baptist churches without the Baptist name in it.
Okay. Okay.
We specifically have 13 partner churches in the Bellmead, Lacey Lakeview, Elmont areas that partner with us and help with those things like the donations and all of that. And we do have them set aside on our list. They're the first page, but turn the page over, you got every other church that you can think of in the area.
Yeah, that's great. That's really incredible. I love that you also are helping people connect to opportunities for community, because I think that's what we gain the most from from church is community that is nearby, that we can go to in a crisis, and we can connect with people for worship and for prayer. I know this can be kind of a sensitive thing for nonprofits too, because a lot of people will kind of assume that faith-based nonprofits that are actually sharing words of hope and gospel with their clients, that they're withholding services if that person is not practicing the faith that they want them to practice.
Right.
But you guys aren't doing that. You're
No.
saying, what do you want to receive resources for?
Exactly.
And that's huge. That makes it very accessible services for anyone under the sun who wants to come and receive services.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I noticed that you guys do not, you even have a statement on your website, you don't discriminate for any reason whatsoever. Nope. Anybody's welcome to come to Tri-Cities.
Yes, absolutely.
So we'll talk more in just a few minutes about how clients can connect to services and where they can find you and things like that. I do just want to hear, do you want to share maybe a story of success, resilience, anything like that? Any stories come to mind that you would share with everybody?
Well, there's a lot of stories, Lydia. It's really just trying to find the right one that stands out.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite ones. It was a client that was coming already before I started, and she was already going through case management. By all accounts, considered homeless. Has a couple kids. The kids were basically couch surfing while she was trying to figure life out. We were able to take her on, and by the time we were done serving with her and she felt like she had accomplished the goals, she had a stable place to live with the kids. She had transportation. She was still dealing with some other personal stuff, but she said, I've got a plan. I know what to be doing, and I know where to go in case I need something else.
That is so great.
So, I mean, there's the monetary aspect of it, but I don't think we ever gave out her full case management budget that we give to case management clients.
Really? That's amazing. That's great.
The biggest need she had, that was probably the biggest expense, her new place that we had helped her find didn't have central heat and air. And this was in May, right before that big heat wave came through.
Can't do that in Texas.
No. And so she reached out and said, I've got an AC unit, but it's only blowing air. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's like a fan. It's sitting in the window. I said, let me see what I can do. Reached out to some people. I actually had a council member from the city of Bellmead help out this resident.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And so going back to the community, though, it's just connecting the dots.
Yes.
For people. People want to help. People want to serve.
They do. They really do.
Yeah. And it was just the simple, hey, there's this client that has something going on. Is anybody able to help?
Yeah.
I mean, within 48 hours, not only had the guy responded to me, he had purchased a new AC unit and I had it delivered to her.
Oh, that's so great. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So it's, by the way, we touch base every once in a while. They're doing phenomenal still. So.
Oh, that's really great. I love that you're still in contact with
Yep.
them too. So they know that you're there for them if they ever need anything, and you can hear about how they're doing.
Yep.
That's so great. I know that you, as Tri-Cities, you guys have been doing some research on homelessness and things like that. Do you want to share anything that you've been finding about in your research?
Ooh. It's more than what people think it is.
Okay. How so?
There's different levels. And in all honesty, I've learned this through conversations with other nonprofits.
Yeah.
There's different levels of homelessness. There's the ones that are sleeping on parents' couch or parents' bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
There's ones that are staying over at friends' house. Then there's those ones that we all see and feel they're just the street sleepers.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been interesting to learn that every level has a different level of help out there.
Okay.
And then trying to see how, as Tri-Cities, what we can do to help.
Yeah.
Because it's not typically one of our areas of focus, right? I mean, we help with rental assistance, utility assistance. You have to have a house to be able to get that assistance, right?
Yeah.
And so trying to figure out where we're fitting into that puzzle it's been a challenge, but it's been fun to learn all of it and to meet some homeless people in our specific areas we serve to see how this can play out with us. Okay. So on that note, we do have one case management client that is experiencing homelessness right now. That we've been walking through and just trying to set goals with to see what the next steps can be and what they're willing to do. Yeah. The hardest part, and I'm constantly having to remind myself as well as my volunteers, is we can only help people as much as they want to be helped.
I think that's one of the hardest things about what we do in nonprofits. Yeah. Yeah.
And so finding that balance, where do we fit in, and then how much do they really want help? Which I'm not saying homelessness.
Oh, no, we would help, never. No.
There's those cases where this is easier. This is life. And so.
And there's you can only take as many steps as people will take with you.
Right.
It's a dance. How do you feel like this has changed your perspective doing this job for a year?
It's made me more aware. Not just how lucrative some people can live, but how much people think they're helping and it's not really going that far.
Oh. How so?
I mean, kind of just on the same note we were saying, we can only walk with people as far as they want to walk. Scripturally, we're supposed to go that extra mile. And I think a lot of organizations do.
We do. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. But are we walking the extra mile alone? And that's kind of how it's shaped my perspective. I don't know if that's a good perspective shift yet or not. Still praying and working through that.
Ask you in 2 years.
But it's been interesting, like, the people we're helping, the help we're giving, is that enough? Is that actually making an impact in their life where long term it is a hand up and not just a temporary hand up? Yeah. I mean, I can look back through our case files for the last 5-6 years and say, okay, this person comes every year. Something's not clicking.
Maybe we need to shift our approach.
Yeah. And I know that's not just the case with our nonprofit.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's so many folks that cycles are
right.
so tough to break.
Right.
And so we have to approach it from a different angle when we're working with folks that have been coming for a long time and maybe need a different perspective. I think that the transformational impact that it has on us as directors is profound.
Oh, yeah.
It's profound. Well, Is there any other data you would want to share? I know you have thrown on some very interesting facts about.
Maybe not all the facts you wanted either.
No, it's really okay. And maybe we can talk about that next time you come on. But there has been some shocking statistics that I've heard about poverty in North Waco.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us maybe a little glimpse inside that?
So, Lacey Lakeview specifically, according to Prosper Waco's research, has their annual average income, if I remember correctly, was right around $24,000 a year.
Oh, that makes me lose my breath just a little bit.
I haven't looked recently, but what's the annual tuition for Baylor?
I'm gonna talk about that right now. That's really that takes your breath away. $24,000 a year.
Yeah.
We often talk about I've in our circles in the nonprofit arena in Waco, we talk a lot about that our average poverty rate in Waco is actually one of the highest in the nation for such a wonderful, wonderful city that we have. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast is because the generous spirit that has been birthed in this town is really, really something really, truly special.
Yeah.
But we are serving a great deal of people that need service.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that when we hear something like the average income is $24,000 in Bellmead, North
Lacey
Waco?
Lakeview.
Lacey Lakeview, excuse me. The average income is $24,000 in Lacey Lakeview, which is a stone's throw from here.
Yeah.
I could throw a rock off the Alico building and hit it.
Yep.
That's really something.
Yeah. It's shocking because obviously you can drive through it and tell, but then you could also make a turn and you're like, oh, look at that. Where did that come from? That's not a 24,000 income.
That's a lot of streets in Waco.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that does make Waco so special is that it is very blended.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very blended. And we have to face it.
Yep.
We have to face that there is poverty around us and we need to deal with it.
Yep.
With that, I would love to talk about how folks can connect to Tri-Cities.
Sure.
I want to talk about how clients, potential people who need services can connect to Tri-Cities for services. I'd love to hear about how volunteers can connect and maybe some great volunteer stories and even donors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So clients, we don't do scheduled appointments unless you're in case management. So your first initial meeting, you can just show up. We're located at one of our partner churches, St. Paul Lutheran Church. It's the big red brick building right off the interstate in Bellmead, right next to La Vega Elementary. We're open every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
And people can just show up.
You can just show up.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Now, in all honesty, be patient with us some days because I only have so many volunteers and people that can see clients. So if you're willing to be patient with us, we'll see you.
Okay.
Even if you show up.
How many people do you see on an average Tuesday?
So had you asked me that 6 months ago, I would have said probably 7 or 8.
Okay.
Currently, it's probably closer to 12 to 13.
Okay. And it's getting cold out.
It's getting
which means
cold
we're
out.
going to see more.
Yep.
Yeah.
The recent shutdowns and all that stuff definitely affected our numbers there for a couple weeks. People just needing food.
Yeah.
But I mean, our highest days we've ever seen was in July and then September, where we saw more than 20 in July and then close to 20 in September on just one day.
The beauty of seeing less than 20 people a day is that you can really pay attention to them.
Yep.
And you can really serve them where they're at and get them the resources that they need on that day.
Yep.
Which is really, really tremendous.
Yeah.
That's good. But it is all hands on decks.
Very much
absolutely. So they can show up anytime on a Tuesday.
Between 10 and 2:30.
10 and 2:30 at
St. Paul Lutheran Church.
St. Paul Lutheran Church. Okay, well, we want to make sure that you heard that and that if you need resources or you know somebody who needs resources in the North Waco area, that going to Tri-Cities Ministries is definitely an option for you.
Yep.
Let's talk about all hands on deck on Tuesdays. We need volunteers. Volunteers
is my lifeline. I love my volunteers. I have volunteers just in a variety of capacities too. I have some that show up faithfully every Tuesday and they have a set job and they stick to it and they know exactly what they're doing. I have others that come once or twice a month. They still know what they're doing because of training and all the things, but they do something very specific for while they're there. But then I have another volunteer who's just like, hey, I've got time. Send me what you need done kind of technology wise, and I can do the research. I can do this or that. And then just let you know. And
That's great.
That helps so much.
It does.
And then there's my annual events that call for so many volunteers. Every Thanksgiving, we have a Thanksgiving worship service. One misconception about Tri-Cities that I'm learning that's out there is that people think we're a church. We're not a church. We're affiliated with churches.
Okay.
So when I say worship service, I want to make it clear, we're not a church. I use my partner churches' buildings. I use their talents, their gifts. And it's really a cool event because it's the joining of the body of Christ. It's these different denominations setting aside their traditions, their routines, and just coming together to worship the Lord. You do have to listen to me talk for a few minutes if you come.
Yes, but you learn so much. Oh man, you pack it full of great content about what we can do to help North Waco and all the research that you guys have done at Tri-Cities and the hard work that you and your volunteers in interns do. Yeah.
I try to make it as valuable as I can. And giving you something that you can take from there rather than just coming and worshiping the Lord. Not that there's a just in that, but
sure.
Thanksgiving.
And then there's an Easter one, right?
Yes, we do that on Palm Sunday. I'm actually rephrasing that to Palm Sunday service now.
Fair.
Because last year people showed up on Easter for it and we were not there. We had it the week before. So the Thanksgiving service, the Palm Sunday service, and then we do a couple real cool, just community focused events. In the spring, we always have a Kick in It event. This is a community-wide kickball game that we get the local police departments and fire departments involved in.
Oh, it's so
to just
fun.
Play kickball, hang out, eat some free food. It's a good time.
That's great. That's great. And then you have your fall fundraiser.
Our fall fundraiser, yes.
Banquet.
Our big banquet. That is our biggest fundraiser of the year.
Which just passed. If you didn't get to go, you missed out.
Come next year. We put on a banquet. We feed you, I think, really well.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I involve the schools in that process. Conley has a phenomenal
the desserts.
Dessert
guys.
Culinary team.
Y'all, the desserts.
And then this last year, we had La Vega's barbecue team that's award-winning in their own rights cook the meat for us. Yeah. And then I have church volunteers do all the sides for us.
I love all the collaborative partners you work with at Tri-Cities. And you've got the churches and you've got like institutions in Bellmead and Connolly ISD and just really stretching all across North Waco, trying to get as many people involved as possible. You guys have some really incredible partnerships. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's one of my big focuses. Is I try to meet with partners as often as I can, just to help build and nurture those relationships. I mean, we have, in Lacey Lakeview specifically, we have a community care team that's been established since before me. I won't take credit for it. But it's a couple of churches coming together, the PD, the fire department, the school district, communities and schools is now having representatives show up.
Wonderful.
Oh, there's somebody else that's showing up now too, and I can't remember who it is.
That's a great group.
Yeah.
Whoever it is that added to that's fantastic.
There's a couple members of the local chamber as well that show
Wonderful.
up and plug into it.
And then other partners you might have?
Yeah, other partners.
You just talked about the Connolly food,
The Conley Culinary
Colony Culinary, yes.
is a partner. La Vega. One cool thing we're doing with La Vega this year, we've partnered with their early college and career department, and MCC doesn't have classes on Fridays typically.
Okay.
So these high school students that are going to college classes pretty much all week don't have class on Fridays.
Okay.
And so we've been able to partner with them and help bring in community professionals to talk to these high school students about kind of boots on the ground. What does it look like when you're an adult? What's something I wish I knew when I was your age type of conversations.
That's cool.
It's been really fun.
That's great.
Um,
And this is all part of what you're doing with Tri-Cities, just trying to help
build
community in North Waco and La Vega and all around. That's really great. That's really great. Okay, so we always need to talk about money when we talk about nonprofits because that's real talk, guys. Nonprofits need our support. They need to be able to access to great grants and great funding. And so I do want to talk about what does it look like to be a donor to Tri-Cities. How can people get connected to that? And do you have anything special that you want to share with donors? Sponsorship opportunities, things like that.
Yeah, obviously, any type of donor is a phenomenal donor, and I appreciate every one of them.
100%. Love all the donors.
I'm trying to make a big push right now to increase our monthly donors, even if it's $10 or $20 a month. That makes such a huge impact. Just for some comparisons, and this is on our website too. There's $3. If you give $3 a month, that's taking care of a bus pass for somebody to go have a job interview or go to work. $10 is simple. Our standard gas card. We do what's the word? Vet our recipients, making sure they're actually going to work or to a job interview or to a doctor's appointment. So $10 a month, that takes care of somebody getting to that doctor's appointment that month. Or that week.
Or a job interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's like $30 feeds the family for the month.
Oh, that's really great. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, $100 it's $250 is case management client, start to finish.
Okay, so it helps supporting full case management, and that's an important cost. I don't think we realize how much goes into case management when we're talking about case management. It's a lot of heavy lift for our organizations to do things like that. Yeah, that's fantastic.
There's a $100 one too, but honestly, I don't remember what is specified for $100.
It's on the website.
Check it out.
It's on the website. Okay. In terms of gifts towards, like, let's say the concerts or the special events that you have, things like that, are there opportunities for folks to get tables, to become sponsors, things of that nature?
Yeah. So specifically for our banquet we have every fall, you can be a table sponsor or you can get your business that you work at to be a table sponsor. Typical tables are seat 8 people. So even if you just have a bunch of friends that y'all all want to go in together, it is cheaper to buy the table than it is individual seats. Normally I'd be able to tell you the price, but
you're not there yet.
I'm not there yet.
We're still planning for 2026. Yeah. Stay tuned.
I can tell you it will be October 1st.
Oh, wow. That's news, actually. You heard it here first, friends. October 1st for the Tri-Cities annual banquet. That's great.
Yep.
That's great. Anything you would want to share with your donors about what they're doing when they invest in Tri-Cities, what kind of impact they're making?
Yeah, you're making just such a huge impact on the community itself. And I actually said this yesterday at another speaking engagement I had. My books are an open book. If you're concerned or want to know where your dollars are going, give me a call. I'll sit down and show you this money went to this person's rent or this person's utilities, obviously withdrawing the names and all the things. But I'll show you, like, hey, your dollars are hard at work. It's not just paying a bunch of salaries or anything like that. Like it's it's actually affecting the community and growing, building that community and bridging those gaps within our communities.
That's great. That's great. I know a lot of small nonprofits, we run pretty lean. We
Yes.
run really lean. And so
Yes.
that's imperative for most small nonprofits, is that they spend very, very wisely and very meticulously. And we're usually an open book. And
Yep.
so that's huge. Well, so the big question is, how can listeners find out more about you?
Definitely the website, although that's not ever my first go-to. And maybe that's just because of my millennialism that I am. My first go-to is Facebook.
Okay.
And so immediate, like, you want to know what's going on in our world, go check out our Facebook.
Okay. What's the handle?
Ooh, you can just search Tri-Cities Ministries and
Waco.
it should show up. Yeah.
And it's Tri-Cities.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
And it's
important.
cities, not city.
Cities. Yeah.
There's 3 of us.
Tri-Cities. Yeah, absolutely. So Facebook.
Facebook. We have an Instagram. In full transparency, I'm not an Instagram person. So, like, there's stuff on there, but it's not.
Okay.
It's not that great. I need to get somebody on that probably. So if you're great at Instagram stuff.
If you're good at Instagram, we need a volunteer,
I need a volunteer
for social
that.
media. There you go. All right.
But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, and then our website. I also have newsletters that we send out now monthly.
Okay.
And so feel free to sign up for our newsletters.
Perfect.
I have heard some comments about our link on our website not working for the newsletters.
Oh.
So this is
Getting
new.
on that. Another volunteer.
Yeah. If that happens to you, just email us directly. My personal email is ryan@tricitiesministries.org. But you can reach any of our volunteers, any of the ones that have access to it, at 254help.com.
254help.com.
Nope, that's not right. 254help@gmail.com. That's what it is. 254help
at
gmail.com.
Okay, 254help@gmail.com. That's actually really great information. And that could be for resources, for volunteering, or if you just have questions about what Tri-Cities Ministries does.
Yep.
Ryan, thank you so much for your time today. It's been really incredible to talk to you about this phenomenal work going on in North Waco. And if you want more information, please visit them at their website. I am so glad you were able to join us today. And thank you for listening to Good Work Waco. If you want to learn more or get involved, follow me at Good Work Waco on social media platforms and listening platforms everywhere. And hey, by the way, good work, Waco.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.